Good evening to one and all present here. I am Saurabh and I'm honored to be host today. And along with me, there is Ishika Malik, my co host. I warmly welcome each one of you to today's thought provoking conversation. I would request everyone to keep their mobile phones on silent mode. The event will be recorded. Please maintain the decorum. We, the Corporate Engagement Committee, bring you to the fourth conversation of the third season under Careers in Conversation, an elite and exclusive platform to gather with eminent speakers from different walks of life, reflecting on their personal and professional voyages. This platform aims to provide ample learning opportunities through real life stories to faculty, students, and alumni alike. Today, we delve into the theme of I Am Possible, and we are truly privileged to welcome our guest, Mr. Madhusudan Kela, alum of 1991 batch and founder and managing director of MK Ventures. The conversation will be led by Raman Sir, Director, KJ Somaiya Institute of Management and Dean, Faculty of Management Studies.
Hello.
Now, I would request our faculty head of the Corporate Engagement Committee, Arun Tukral Sir, Professor of Practice and Lead Corporate Relation, to introduce today's guests.
Thank you, Saurabh. So it's a great pleasure to introduce Mr. Madhusudan Kela, one of India's most celebrated investors. He is a 1991 alumnus of KJ Somaiya Institute of Management and a stalwart of Indian capital market with over 3 decades of expertise in delivering superior risk-adjusted returns. Born in Kurud, Chhattisgarh, to a farmer and shopkeeper, Madhu rose from a non-English medium background to pursue an MBA in finance before embarking on an extraordinary journey in Indian capital market. He began his career in 1991 with leading brokerage houses helping build Motilal Oswal's institutional broking business and later leading securities at UBS and Peregrine. Then he joined Reliance Mutual Fund and had a very long inning there. He scaled equity AUM from USD 2 million to USD $17 billion, becoming the architect of his meteoric rise. And I was an investor that, and I invested in Reliance Growth Fund, which has gone up like that only. In 2017, he launched MK Ventures, later formalized at Invexa Capital, and today leads MK Ventures Capital Limited. He also chairs the investment committee at Singularity AMC. Honored as the best equity fund manager, personally received from the Prime Minister of India. Madhu's views are sought across global media. A trustee at Konak Cancer Foundation and a volunteer with Isha Foundation, he continues to blend professional excellence with social responsibility. Please join me once again in welcoming a man who is the best example of how to write our own destiny while overcoming all the hardship, Mr. Madhusudan Kela. Before I request Dr. Raman to start the conversation, I would request him to felicitate our guest.
Over to you, Raman sir.
Can you hear me? Yes. So, Madhusudan, good afternoon.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you for taking the time and being here. I know you must be extremely busy person, but this really truly kind of shows your commitment to your alumnus here, alma mater here. So let me start by first apologizing to you. You know why? So I was kind of, as a preparation to this conversation, looking at several of your videos, and I found that you are mostly interviewed by young, attractive women. And here I am, an old man with gray hair. So that's why I wanted to apologize to you that.
Not at all, sir. I think, first of all, I want to thank you and thank all the students for having me here. It is very nostalgic for me to come here again and come maybe in this avatar. So thank you, sir, for having me. And as I was telling you in the room, I am of the firm believer, but this is the place which gave me the passport to enter the corporate world. Without this passport, I don't think I would have traveled the journey or I would have been where I am today. So really, I bow down and thank you and the whole institute for giving me the foundation which was most needed to take the steps which I took.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I hope this conversation actually results in more Madhusudan Kelas being prepared, and there'll be probably 10 years, 20 years from now, similar, conversations going on with some of you out there. Yeah. So let me start by, the first question. You chose this title, I Am Possible. I was told that, our team proposed some, but you said, no, I want to have it as I Am Possible. So what is the thinking behind this? What message are you trying to convey with this very powerful statement, I am possible?
So, friends, I would say that you don't think that I am trying to pat my own back. My hand doesn't reach my back. But it is important for you guys to know the story and why I chose. So, I actually came from Kurud, which is a very small village in Chhattisgarh. When I was studying, I studied there from KG. It was not a KG at that time, but from primary school till class 11th, I studied in that village with absolute 100% Hindi medium. I started writing ABCD when I was in class 6th. And the population of the village at that time was 2,000, right? And today also it is maybe close to 25,000-30,000. One portion of my family still lives there. And then I went to a nearby place to do my graduation, which was again a smaller town. And I actually came to Mumbai with a dream that I did not want to have an average life. I wanted to do something really big and something more, maybe you can say something more solid. Life was extremely tough in Mumbai because, as you can imagine, none of my family members had ever even visited Mumbai. Forget the dream of living here, right? And my father is a simple farmer and a small shopkeeper. And even at that time to come and live here, maybe we had to spend 1,200, 1,500 rupees per month, which was kind of impossible for my father to garner that kind of resources. But he, being a farmer, and he was very convinced about I'll be able to do something. So he told me that I'll sell my farmland, but I'll surely make you study. And that was the end of it, basically. When a farmer says that I'll sell my farmland and make you study, that gave me a very different kind of motivation, sir, to come and do whatever I wanted to do. So I took money from him for the first few months. And later on I figured out that I can do something of my own. So the first venture I did in Mumbai was the market research firms used to make us fill some forms. Like, you're doing a research on shampoo or some XYZ. And at that time also we used to get like 20 rupees for filling one form. And I used to do it very honestly. So I would like fill up 5-6 forms and collect some money. So soon I started actually being on my own in that sense, right? But life was very tough. You don't know English. You don't know how to convert. I mean, worse, you don't even know Marathi, right? So, but I would say I was determined, and the toughest part was to pass through the group discussion and interview, wherein I actually rose and told the person who was conducting the group discussion that, are you checking English, or are you checking that whether I can be a leader or not? Of course, I spoke in Hindi. So he said, no, we are not checking English. We are checking that whether you can actually become a leader or not. Then I said that then I should be allowed to speak in Hindi. And the guy was really good. He said, yes, please speak in Hindi, no problem. And then I passed through the group discussion. Interview was even tougher.
Was it at KJ's here or?
Here. So I got into two colleges, sir. I got into FMH Delhi and I got into KJ Somaiya. So I
the right
chose
choice.
KJ Somaiya, right? Again, because I knew that this is the place to be in, to do your MBA.
Absolutely.
Delhi was not the place to do MBA.
You are right. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So, and I never regretted that decision.
Yeah.
I think I was very happy being here and passed through this, and then,
Okay.
but I was very passionate about equities. In my hostel days, I figured this out, sir.
Yeah. So, but so one thing I must also tell you that Samir uses your example to primarily drive home the point that don't judge a person purely on how well he or she speaks English. Go beyond that, and even if it make it language neutral, and look for the ability to think through and communicate. And I think I
And
think
that is what I said.
yeah.
When I say that, why did I request Anand sir that this should be the heading? Sir, I am not Madhu Kela. I am someone who represents India,
Yes.
who represents rural
New
India,
India, yeah.
and I am someone who represents possibility in life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so I am just saying, some of the people who are coming from similar backgrounds, some of you are maybe from Bihar or Jharkhand or from Chhattisgarh, or you have no reason to feel any inferior to anyone else who has gone to Stephen College or Sriram College or XYZ place. We have the whole life to prove our mettle. Getting into a college and getting into a good school could give you a certain advantage.
No, but you made a great point, which I've also observed that when you have that slight edge by going to either St. Stephen's or Sriram or IIM, you also come out with a bit of a chip on your shoulder, which actually works against you in many situations, right? And I think that's where that message that you say, that coming from that humble background is not a disadvantage.
It's not at all a disadvantage,
Absolutely.
and our Prime Minister himself is the biggest example.
Yes.
That what more? I am a very, very small representation of what is possible.
Exactly, that's
But
right,
look at
yeah.
what the Prime Minister, a
Yes.
Chaiwala can become a Prime Minister of a country like India
Yeah,
and
yeah.
can rule India for 15 years in
Absolutely.
absolute majority.
Yes.
That is what his life is, that I am possible.
Yes, I am. No, great. I think wonderful kind of explanation for that particular title. So I hope all of you get it right. I mean, that should be the motto that we should live with. Now, having said that, there is obvious, part of it you talked about, your father sold the land, gave you the money. So that was a driver for you to succeed. Was there other things that really drove you, some kind of belief system, confidence in yourself? Because this journey might not have been easy. I'm sure there are times when you've
I think there is obviously
what is
nothing
that source
meaningful.
of ambition?
Nothing meaningful, in my opinion, can ever be achieved without sacrifices and without real, wholehearted involvement in whatever you want to do. And their challenges are part of life, sir. If there are no challenges, which means you are not doing well enough, or you are not challenging yourself well enough, right? So I would say that I was extremely determined that I have to do it, and I never even thought that I can go back to my village and go and do whatever is required. I was always very clear that, and the other things are which really matters according to me, which is my message to the students out here, I think what you truly require is a great passion for whatever you do. You know, because without that, that is really a starting point. अभी मेरे लिए ना stock market is not a means to make money, or it's not any longer a means to prove a point. It is way of life for me. I am so excited even after 35 years, like a kid, that I am really looking forward कि कैसे सुबेरे होए और कैसे मैं तैयार हूँ और कैसे मैं ऑफिस जाऊँ. And I am excited that it is so much fun. I'll end up meeting some new young company. I'll end up meeting some new entrepreneur, or there will be some situation. Some Trump will come and say that we are putting tariff on India, and we will have to deal with that. We deal with that situation. So I am able to do it preliminary because I have extreme amount of passion for this job. And second thing is that, I am really willing to work hard and be absolutely sincere for what I want to do. So, just having a passion itself is hollow. Unless and until you are able to really back up with real hard work, determination, and really have that goal that you want to succeed. If you can ultimately, sir, life is all about really understanding this soft skills and soft word. Today, in the era of AI, knowledge is commodity.
Absolutely.
That you don't need a lot of knowledge. You type something and it will come automatically. So what really makes a difference is here, that you really want to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Passion, attitude. Yeah. Which brings me to my next question, which is about how you adapted. So you talked about how you came from a Hindi medium. You started learning English. Now one is this linguistic adaptation. But coming from a small village in Chhattisgarh, moving into Mumbai, and as you kind of, got into higher positions, there must also been tremendous cultural and social kind of adaptation that you had to do, right? I mean, can you share a few thoughts about that? Maybe some interesting anecdotes about situations where, you were in an awkward kind of situation. I remember, I came, unlike you, I didn't have a business background. I came from a science background, and I had a typical scientist attire of canvas shoes and long beard and all when I joined the corporate world. And one of my bosses early on advised me that first you need to change your shoes and then maybe you need to trim your beard if you want to get ahead. So have you had such similar kind of incidents and about cultural and social adaptation that you had to do, which was not very easy?
I would say that it was, I can give many examples, but more than the example, what is important is how I took it. So, sir, I never felt any inferior to anyone else. But like whoever is sitting in front of me, I was always very confident about my own self and about my subject. That I can converse with the best of the people about my subject. If you're wanting to talk investment, you're wanting to talk stock market. And because I was hungry to learn, so whatever awkward situation which came in my life, I early on realized, sir, that the only way to learn is be prepared to be humiliated.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
that's a great, yeah.
So I think, let's say in the beginning, I did not know how to make correct sentences. So let's say you say the air is blowing, and I did not have the understanding the word air. So I will say in front of anyone how I is blowing, right? And then, but I would be very confident.
Exactly,
I did not feel awkward that I don't know the English word. There are only two outcomes. One, someone will laugh, but he will still correct. And someone will correct it without laughing. And I was prepared for both the situations.
Wow, okay.
Because for me, the correction was more important than being laughed about.
Absolutely, yeah.
So even today, it is the same attitude. That if I don't know AI today, I'll still make the same attempt how I is blowing. That someone will teach me, right? And again, if he laughs, it is good, no problem. Because
So-
sir, when you are humiliated now, you really, really, it touches your heart.
That's a great source of motivation.
Absolutely.
To, Yeah, great answer. So I think one very key is that mastery of what you're trying to do, right? I mean, that gives you the confidence, and then
And that comes from passion and hard work.
absolutely, yeah,
And not only in the field of the stock market, sir. What sustained
yeah,
Sachin Tendulkar to get up every day in the morning
and
at 6:15
yeah.
and go for practice for 2 years.
Hmm.
See, you can't do all of this only if you want to make money out of any profession. Because that need will get fulfilled at some point of time in your life. Then after that, what? It is only the sheer passion and the joy which you achieve out of doing the job and spreading happiness. That is what will sustain.
That's right.
So maybe Sachin was spreading happiness out of his bat and right, and that gave him the highest
For a
satisfaction.
billion people, more than a billion people. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, great. So I want to talk about, so it's been a long, very successful career, but I'm sure there have been one or two turning points, right? When you were at crossroads, where you took some decisions, where you decided to do things which are outside your comfort zone. Can you talk about a couple of those, and maybe there were some mentors or people involved in helping you with that decision? Can you kind of share some?
So this is a very important point. So for me, stock markets in the beginning was only a better way to make life. So when I started in 91 till 97, 98, then I had enough money because I had learned the trick of making money in the markets. So whatever my salary was, I will still be very comfortable, right? But it was only a better life for me vis-a-vis markets. My turning point in life was my meeting with Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, who was my friend, philosopher, guide, guru, whatever you call it. I met him in 1998, and he told me that markets are not about making income, but they are about creating wealth. Till that time, I did not actually had clarity about that this is a place which can actually create thousands of crores. I only had that much clarity because if ABC person from my college was making 50,000, and if I'm making 2 lakh, I'm doing well, right? So that was really kind of turning point for me, that meeting him, interacting with him, getting knowledge from him. So whatever you are and whoever you are, I think having a real mentor in your life can make your journey much, much more meaningful and much, much more productive, I would say, because then you are not likely to commit the mistake which he would have committed for 25, 30 years. And you don't need to blindly listen to your mentor, but he is like your sounding board. So if there is anything which you are confused about, if you need a path for that, so Rakesh Jhunjhunwala was that for me, and unfortunately we lost him. For from 98 till maybe 2023, for 25 years, he was like really my mentor for anything which happened in my professional career. I would go to him. And then I have various mentors. He was my professional mentor. I have someone for spiritual. So I look up to Sadhguru. Like he is my mentor for my spiritual path. There's someone who is a mentor for my health. That whenever I am talking about health, so I would not take health tips from Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. And I will not take my career tips from my health coach. So I would say having a mentor is very important. And the other big thing happened, sir, I was doing very well in Reliance setup. Actually, but being an entrepreneur was a turning point of my journey, sir. So when actually I went with Sadhguru to Mansarovar, and at the peak of Kailash, I called my boss that I want to leave my job. Right? He said, "Pehle aap niche aa jao, फिर बात करते हैं." He thought that I'm in some kind of a spiritual bend of mind and I'm calling out of emotion. But I was very determined that that's the path for me. And it's been 9-10 years.
It was on that trip that you
I took a decision there. I got a clarity that, yes, I would, more than making money, I needed a lot of freedom. And I needed to make an impact.
Yes.
right? So those things were possible. Needed to make an impact of what gives me the happiness and satisfaction.
Yes, yes.
So those things were only possible if
Yeah.
you are truly free and you are on your own.
Yeah.
So if you are kind of an entrepreneur, if you feel that you are an entrepreneur, don't wait till I waited.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Right?
Start
Take
early.
that call as early as possible.
Yeah.
And this era, wherein in our time, even raising 1 to 5 crore was a big challenge. In today's era, in the startup era, capital is available. So if you are an entrepreneur, if you have good ideas, you're willing to work hard, you are passionate about it, capital will be available.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, I think that's a great insight, as to what made that switch from working for somebody to, it was not, I mean, typically people would think that this is about making even more money, but he was very clear that that was not the thing. It was about freedom, it was about wanting to create an impact,
And
helping
of course,
others.
more money has come because if you
But that's-
continue to do
but that
good,
was not the
money is a
original
byproduct, sir.
Exactly.
Money will come if you continue to do good work.
Yeah.
And even from monetary angle, I would say that was one of the best decisions I took.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously, speaking to you, we have to talk about investment and mindsets and all of that. And I was watching an interesting interview of yours where you were talking about, the interview was asking about what does it take, etc. And you made this nice analogy about, look, obviously you need to learn a lot of the techniques from the books, etc. But like they say in swimming, you can only learn so much of swimming from studying the books. You actually have to get into the water, right? So you also then said you need to actually get into the market and do things. Can you kind of elaborate on that? And
So, sir, there are two things. One, you can learn a lot of theory that, how to calculate DCF and arrive at a value of a particular company, how to analyze balance sheet, how to analyze profit loss accounts. And academically, you could be very, very sound. And you could actually make money out of that academics as well. But I'll tell you, sir, out of my experience, knowing something academically well, identifying something, then actually taking a bet on something, right? What size of bet you are able to take. Then being able to hold on to your conviction. Because mind you, when you take a really good bet, 99 people out of 100 will dissuade you that this is a wrong bet. They will dissuade you and they will tell you that you are a absolute, you don't know this. हिंदी में बोलूँगा बोले सर वो बोलेगा बेवकूफ है he is lost it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So then to be able to stick to your conviction that yes, this is the right bet, and then to be able to dispassionately sell out. Now these are very different skills which are needed to become an investor.
Yeah.
Some people are very good in identification. That academically बोले मैं बोला था तेरे को, अरे तूने मेरे को बोला था पर तूने लिया कितना, right? और तूने लिया तो कितने टाइम होल्ड किया, और कितने टाइम होल्ड किया तो एक्चुअल कितना पैसा बना के निकला, right? Rakesh Junjunwala bought 10% of Titan. There are a lot of people who would have understood the company Titan better than maybe him also, but they would have maybe made lakhs of rupees while he made thousands of crores.
Yeah.
So that is the difference. So I am saying this is a field, sir, which is like we have a professor. Yeah. It is a matter of practice. And like in swimming, you can learn a lot of things by roaming around the pool.
Exactly.
But when you enter, जब तक 2-4 बार पानी नाक में जाएगा नहीं, अंदर जाएगा नहीं, and you don't feel unsafe, afraid.
Yeah.
तब तक के till that time you don't learn swimming.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, this professor still hasn't, jumped into the water because he's still working here and still asks for annual increments, No, jokes apart, so when you make these investment decisions, of course you have all the technical analysis, etc. What emphasis do you do looking at the people who are leading that company, their values, does this play a factor at all?
Yeah, it does play a lot of factor because I have said many times in various interaction of mine. See sir, इसमें तीन चीज है, एकदम हिंदी में बोलता हूँ. You know, there is a playground, there is a horse, and there is jockey.
Yeah.
You know, so playground is actually the size of the opportunity.
Yeah.
Horse is the business, and jockey is the one who is running it.
Yeah.
So if you have a small playground,
Yeah.
then regardless of how good a horse you have or how good a jockey you are,
Yeah.
it will not run. Right?
Yeah.
Again, if you have a large playground but a very weak horse but a fantastic jockey, still the outcome will not be good.
Yeah.
And if you have a large playground and a fantastic horse but a jockey,
It
right,
will still not work.
still it will not work.
Yeah.
So for the investments to work, you need all of those three.
Yeah.
And but because you are relating to investment, you need all of those three at a good price.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's say for Infosys was a great example in even 2002, that you have a great playground and a fantastic jockey and a great horse. Business was good, jockey was fantastic, playground was very good. But valuation and price was terrible.
Yep.
So you could not make
Absolutely.
anything out of there. So you get all those three right and you get the price right.
Great analogy. So I want to share my small story about how I bet only looking at the jockey, not at the horse, not at the playground. Early on in my investment career, and one of my colleagues sent me this speech of Subroto Bagchi. I don't know whether you know, Mindtree. Yeah, his convocation address in I am Bangalore, right? And I read that and I was so moved by it. And I said, anyone with such values who runs a company, I have to invest in that company. And I went and invested in Mindtree. And in my portfolio, that's been one of the biggest,
Fantastic, sir. But again, if the jockey is good, he will look for the playground and he will look for the right
You're
horse.
Right. So I was still right.
So, yeah, the jockey is the biggest portion.
Absolutely.
Of which is why the emphasis on the management is one of the biggest thing. If you have to give weightage, I would give maybe 60-70% weightage to the management.
Yes.
Because they will figure out
Absolutely.
which playground to go for and how to get the best horse.
Yeah. Now the other small experience I had was when I told you about when I was at PI, I was doing the QIP and we were talking to an investor out of Singapore. And they didn't want to look at all our numbers. They said, as a management team, what conversations do you have? And how often do you have? And that was the only questions they wanted to really discuss in detail, So yes, you are right. I think it is really that part. So I think, you've also put a lot of emphasis in your discussions on leadership, team particularly. And I think you've built great teams wherever you've gone. And I just wanted to ask you this question, and again, relevance to the students here. What do you look for when you're looking at a team member? What are the kind of qualities, competencies, behaviors that you are?
So, again, honestly, sir, we don't look for superstars because we believe that stars are good enough.
Okay.
And we will help them become superstars.
Yeah.
Right? Because a superstar comes with lot of fringes and their own mindset. So, I look for people who have passion and who have love for markets. Then I look whether are they cutthroat? Like, but will they leave me if they're being offered 30% higher salary?
Yeah.
Or they are the loyal type as I am. Like, so with your conversations, you know
make that out.
what
Yeah,
the longevity of an employee or a colleague with me is far more important than I having a star who can go after 2 years or after 3 years.
Absolutely.
Because you can do a lot with people, even with ordinary people, if they
Yeah.
stay with you long enough.
Yeah.
Now, the third, of course, then you look whether he is willing to work hard whether he has the right attitude,
Attitude,
whether he's the 9 to 5 types,
Yeah.
or whether he's a peacekeeping soldier or a war fighting soldier.
Okay.
So we
Yeah.
always look for a war fighting soldier.
Yeah.
Then peacekeeping are the one, when the work is there, they will go for leave. So
Yeah.
like what happens in army, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whenever the war is announced,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
peacekeeping ones are the one who look to go for a leave.
Yeah.
But the war fightings are the one who would say that, no, I
Yeah,
want to
we
go
have
in the ground. This is what I've been hired for.
Yeah.
And then lastly, sir, at the end of all this, I just believe that it is about finally you being able to give respect to the person and emotionally being able to connect with
Connect
them.
with that individual. Yeah.
That they should be able to rely on me personally, because
Yeah.
I run a small outfit,
Hmm.
that unke वक्त में मैं काम आऊंगा.
So kind of trust.
Kind of trust
Yeah.
that, regardless of what the situation is,
Absolutely.
if we go to MK, he will help us.
He will help us. That's right. Yeah. No, great.
And let me just tell you, sir, this may sound very cliche, but I have found money is not the biggest motivator for people.
You're right. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with
And
you.
for those who think money is the biggest motivator,
Mhm.
it changes in time. So what I have thought that, people want to own the job. They want to belong to the success.
Yeah.
So you have to be willing to say that not I have done it, but we have done it.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest motivator.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I think yeah, great. So, you have like a front seat visibility on what's happening in India, at multiple levels. So obviously, as we are here, we have to ask you this question about the Indian growth story. We have 3.54 trillion, will be probably in the top 3 in the next 2 years or so, going on to 10, 15, whatever. And however, there is also a lot of looming dark clouds, Trump and his antics and Trump's. You have the generative AI coming in, disrupting quite a little, a lot of speculations about what will happen. So what are your kind of forecasts or views about how this is going to shape up, and particularly, young folks like one sitting in front of you as they venture out into the real world? What is it that they should be looking for, and how should they be preparing for this?
So, sir, obviously, first let me say, while I agree with all the challenges, whether it is generative AI, I don't worry about this Trump situation. I'm sure it will get sorted out with time. They don't have choice. Neither we have choice. This is just, I think, posturing. And I'm sure it will kind of get sorted out. But there are bigger challenges which come in the life of the country. But I remain very optimistic about India. I think, and when I go abroad, sir, I become even more bullish on India.
When you see,
When I see outside that people don't want to work more than 30 hours, and they have so much work-and-life balance, and the weekends are starting now on Thursday afternoon, and the people don't want to pick up phones on Saturday, Sunday, because they have their own life, etc., etc.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think here, sir, India का जो real growth story है ना, sir, it is the entrepreneurship of Indian people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we are succeeding in spite of all odds because of the sheer entrepreneurship our people have. And the best example of an entrepreneurship, one of my friend had come from outside India, and he wanted me to show India. So I actually took him to Nariman Point, and I actually took him to a tour of Nariman Point. And I told him, in this small area of half a kilometer, which is supposed to be posh area, you can identify 1,000 entrepreneurs.
Of varying sizes.
Various sizes and cycles.
Yeah.
So I told him, here is an Ambani also,
Yeah.
and here is a Chana and Singhwala,
Yes.
that wo apna ek dabba leke with 100 rupees of the dabba
Absolutely.
and 100 rupees of inventory.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
making 100 rupees every day.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
So what is his ROE? So I told him that, this कोई अंडा भुर्जी बेच रहा है, कोई पुलाव बेच रहा है, someone is selling only cigarette, someone is selling pan, etc., etc. So this, I am telling you, anywhere in the world you go,
You will not see.
you can't find 1,000 entrepreneurs
Yes.
in a square kilometer of half a square kilometer in a area like in area like Mumbai. This is our true strength.
Yes.
That you have like 6-7 crore small and medium enterprises, people who are really wanting to build businesses.
Yeah.
So till the time this spirit is there, sir, and there is so much latent demand,
That's right.
और पानी उधर ही बहेगा सर जिधर ढलाने,
Yeah.
और you know,
Exactly.
and पैसा उधर ही आएगा जिधर growth opportunities है.
Yes, that's
So
right.
we are the country still growing at 7-8%,
Yeah.
while the world is struggling to even maintain 0% growth rate.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
think I remain very optimistic. The industries will change, the players will change. It is like Kodak moment. If you think one thing, your camera will work forever, na?
absolutely,
So
yeah,
some Apple
yeah.
will come and disrupt you.
Yes,
So you have to be always be prepared
Yeah.
to
Looking around
accept
the corner and
the changing rules
Yes.
of the game.
Yeah.
But कंट्री का कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है सर. और मैं आपको एक दूसरा बोलूं, कंट्री का चिंता मोदी जी करेगा, अपन अपना चिंता करें. तो as long as I think as long as the direction
Yeah.
is very clear,
Yeah.
then our job is to be able to identify opportunity, right? So you look at what an Ambani and Adani has been able to do in India in last 20 years, and you will find thousands of people who are still complaining ये corruption है, यहाँ पे ये है, road नहीं है, infrastructure
complaining,
बराबर नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है. So that mindset that you want to do it
Yeah.
is the mindset we require to
right.
capitalize
Exactly.
on this India growth story.
Yes. No, great idea. I mean, great thoughts, and I just want to supplement your observations about the Indian entrepreneurship. The other day I was, near a park, and there were people walking around and coming out, and there was this one guy who has got this diabetes sugar checking machine, and he is actually sitting outside and charging people to come and check the sugar, after their walk. So that's what a great idea, right? I mean, so
Many such, sir. You see, there's so many entrepreneurship example we can see. There are 1,300 companies which have got listed on SME exchange in the last 3-4 years. 1,300 new companies.
yeah, 1,300.
Every day,
Yeah.
on an average, there is one company which is getting listed.
Wow.
Now, these are people who have no collateral to offer to a bank. It would never have been possible
For them
for
to,
an entrepreneur like them to raise 50-100 crore
Wow.
with the ease which they are raising.
Yeah.
And just imagine how large the markets have become, sir. So in 2001, in the bottom of COVID, our market capitalization was 1.2 trillion. Today it is 5.5 trillion.
Yeah.
Right? We had only 4 crore demat accounts. We have 22 crore
Exactly.
demat accounts today.
Yeah, today.
It is like fivefold in 5 years. And can you imagine a wealth effect of $4 trillion
Yes.
in a country like India? On top of that, $2 trillion of gold.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
you're right.
roughly there is a $5 to $6 trillion
Yeah,
of wealth effect which has come
absolutely.
in India. And that is where the exuberance is coming.
Yeah.
And that's where what you see, a flat getting sold in a city like Bombay for 700 crores.
Yes. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to check my time. I know you have a very hard stop. We're almost there. Look, I have to ask you this question about your days here in this campus. Some memories that you may have that you want to share. Happy ones, sad ones,
No, all happy memories, sir.
All
There's no
happy.
sad.
Okay.
I think the biggest memory was I would share that, the entrepreneurship understood, which so I would share with you guys how we developed this Investrix fair and how this idea came up. And a lot of you can take some clues and do something more relevant for the college before you leave here, right?
Yeah.
So, I actually wanted to go into finance field, and I wanted to actually go and meet people that I wanted to meet Fairwani and Vinod Ambani and Arjun Marfatia and Naina Lal Kidwai and so many of those professionals who were there. And I thought what is the best way to do it. So that's how the term came, Investrix. In Investrix was nothing else but investment tricks. That how to make investment, and that time there was no internet, there was no WhatsApp, and so the world was different. So we actually went and approached. So I first convinced my hostel mates, and who were very kind, that yes, looks like a good idea. And then all of us came and convinced. There was a professor called Mohina Kulkarni. In those days, she used to teach us finance. And when we went and approached her, she candidly agreed to support us, and then we went to the dean. And but we worked so hard, sir, on this project. Every night we'll go and stick posters on railway trains that come, this fair is going to be held. And actually we didn't hire any agency, there was no external person kind of helping us, and we did this fair on Azad Maidan. So the idea was to go and get stalls of all the UTIs and LIC and the portfolio managers, etc., on one hand, get some of these speakers to share their insight, and get the world come to visit there. And it was a grand success. The college made 1,78,900 rupees profit.
Wow. You're just giving me a great line that I can use with the students, because they very often approach me, student committees and clubs, saying, sir, we need budget for this, budget for that. I'm going to just quote your experience and say, please go and look at that video and go and do what is required.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, obviously I'm so glad that it was such a good idea.
Exactly. And it's still living and thriving here.
College is still living and thriving. So that was a great memory. And on a lighter side, because we used to live in a hostel, I was looking, there used to be a Maggie stall.
Oh, it's still there.
Still there?
Still there, yes. Yeah.
I couldn't figure that out.
Yeah,
so
it
that
is
was like
slightly hidden, but it is still there. Yeah.
So that was like our spot to relax and
exactly
watch all the beautiful girls.
Yeah, great. So, I'm sure there is a lot of questions out there amongst the students and maybe some of the faculty here as well. So, I'm going to open it up. We probably have, how much time do we have, Arvind? Another 10 minutes maybe? Yeah, another 10 minutes? Yes. Okay. So
we have 10-15 minutes.
10-15 minutes. So,
Thank
who wants to?
Thank you so much, sir. The stage is open for Q&A. I kindly request all of you to please refrain from any questions related to stocks.
No investment tip questions.
More about how to fish rather than getting a fish today.
Hello. Good evening, sir. I'm Kushbu from MBA first year. My question is, how would you help us understand the difference between a startup and an entrepreneur? Because sometimes, it has been used in a very parallel way, but I believe there's a huge difference. So could you please help us with that?
So if you are an entrepreneur, then you will do a startup. It's as simple as that. That, requiring any entrepreneurship is always a startup, right? Now, in the current context of the service industry being very large, and it is idea driven, that's why we call it startup. But I would say, even for Dhirubhai Ambani, Reliance was a startup 40 years back when he started, right? Yeah. So, if you are in entrepreneurship, you have to be an entrepreneur to do a startup.
Thank you, sir.
Hello sir, I am Shruti Pandey from first year MBA. First of all, very big thank you for coming here and giving us this insightful session. It might not help many, but truly to me it was very inspiring, coming from such a small humble background and building such a big empire today. So my question to you is, as this is a very fast moving world and Gen Zs are often termed as a 1 minute generation. Everything has to be very quick and very fast paced. So what is the gap that you see that the current institutions and education is not able to provide for Gen Zs to connect and to go forward and be industry ready? So what is the gap that is in the education and the industry that the students are not able to fill in, and that is demotivating them from achieving something that greater and beyond their levels?
So to honest answer is, I think the college has, at least if I call about even Somaiya, it seems to have progressed significantly compared to what we used to have 35 years. There is a Bloomberg lab, there is a library, and you have a real phenomenal practitioners who had been in the industry leading the college. So the right attitude is to find gap in yourself and not in the education system or in the college. I think the moment you start shifting the blame to someone or some situation, then you kind of become powerless. The power has to be within you. I think that there is so much which is out there. You actually don't need any facilities or any great infrastructure. The AI is the biggest infrastructure. Today I think I have become a student all over again, because whatever I have to look for, I have a tool in front of me in my phone, right? Which will help me navigate that. I think the gap better to look for within than outside.
Thank you so much, sir.
Hello, sir. I'm MBA first year. I would like to know some books or resources that might have influenced your way of thinking, and if you would like to recommend some of those.
The books you are saying? So, honestly, I did not read a lot of books, and I am not saying it was the right thing to do. In fact, I would recommend all of you to read actually one book every month, and it needs to be on the subject. It could be abstract, it could be autobiography, it could be anything. But if you read even one book every month, in the next 10 years, 12 books in a year, and 10 years, 120 books, relevant books, and one book a month will require maybe 5 to 7 minutes of reading every day. That's it. So if you make this a habit, it's like a kind of a multi-bagger in my language, right? Which you are investing into. The way I do it, that I actually watch a lot. So I watch podcasts. I love to watch interviews of great people. I want to watch autobiographies, because that is very motivating for me. I watch a lot of TED Talks even today. So that's my way of learning. So I think you guys should do both, because you are young. You can do both. You can read books, and you can and the book is, there are no best books. Honestly, the book the best thing is to define what you're wanting to achieve out of reading what, right? And once you are clear, then let's say supposing you want to read about investments, then you have to read Buffett. You have to read all his letter. You have to read Intelligent Investor. So those are standard. Even if you go to ChatGPT, it will tell you what the top 5 books are from a investing perspective. But if you are clear that this is what I am wanting to gain knowledge on, then a specific reading will be very, very good.
Do you have time? Thank you, sir.
Hi sir, good evening. I'm Anupam Dubey from first year. Sir, I just wanted to know that since the world is filled with conundrums, chaos and ups and downs, you have stated that you have focused on the creating an impact. So sir, what are the key factors through which we can create internal strength so that we can also focus on creating impact rather than just focusing on creating wealth and earning money?
I'll give you a very sweet answer to this, Prepare yourself for life and not livelihood. I would say a lot of things will get sorted out on its own. But when you're only focused on a small job, that I want to work here and I want to make so much money, then you are truly limiting your true potential. But if you are truly preparing for life, that whatever life throws at me, it doesn't matter because that is not in my hand. It's not in your hand. Trump was not in my hand. What he did to India was not in my hand. How it impacted the stock market was not in my hand. What was in my hand? How do I respond to that situation? How do I have enough power to respond to any situation which comes in my life and still come out positive and still come out more powerful out of those situations? और मार्केट में बहुत देख, जब मैं पैसा लगता है तो भी बहुत खुश होता हूँ क्योंकि पैसा लगने से एक्सपीरियंस मिलता है और पैसा बनता है तो भी मैं बहुत खुश होता हूँ. पैसा बनने से स्ट्रेंथ मिलता है. So that's how at least I have conditioned my mind that the word problem I deleted many years back from my dictionary. So there are only good situations and there are only difficult situations. There are no real problems in life. If you train yourself that these are difficult situations, then you will overcome those difficult situations. And if there are good situations, you will make the most out of those good situations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Sir, good evening. So, sir, you have seen many cycles in the market, be it the Harshad Mehta crisis or you can say 2002 dot-com crisis, after which we had 2008, the bust, and then the COVID crisis. So, can you share a key moment in your life that that was your learning experience in your life that you would like to share? That market shared with you, and that was the first time you experienced such crisis. So what would you like to share upon? Thank you, sir.
In the stock market, always you have to be prepared that you could lose 80% of your net worth, right? Regardless of what you have done, how you have done, etc., etc. And from many of those crises, actually I don't remember because I don't calculate good things in life. So I don't actually calculate my net worth. So I am saying that whenever you have that kind of a situation where you know that you have taken a significant dip at your net worth, the only thing important is to learn what went wrong and hopefully not, you are allowed to commit new mistakes, but hopefully not repeat the same mistakes which you have done. That is point number one. And the point number two is that you have to always be prepared that things will go up and down. But if you have resilience and if you have still passion in the market, you know that it will all come back. So in the time of COVID, specifically, for no fault of anyone else, stock prices fell by as much as like 75%. These are two events I remember. One is 2008 and second is COVID. When हमारे बिना कुछ किए, suddenly things fell. So we could curse ourselves that we could have seen it, we could have prepared, we could have gone into cash, etc. But those things only happen in a hindsight. But we were prepared. Yes, this is a loss which has happened temporarily. If you own good stocks, it will come back. But only 25 companies which I know have come down. But along with that, 2,000 more companies have come down. So it's a bigger opportunity or a bigger problem to cry for. So I always look at those 2,000 companies which have come down, they throw a different kind of opportunity. So sir, I want to have one special gift for the students here. So there are no goodies right now. But I would like you to personally assist me in this. So I would like to personally mentor two of your best students.
Wow, okay.
Right? And this, I'll set up a proper system. But why I'm saying only 2 and not 20? Because 20 will be then an average job. And I don't want to do an average job, right? So I would personally mentor them for, and hopefully prepare them for life and not prepare them for livelihood. And I would leave who those two will be to you.
Sure,
And to the college. But I would humbly request you, please look at this seriously.
Absolutely.
And I'm very confident that will make a large impact in their lives.
I want to thank on behalf of the institute that you are coming forward with such a great kind of initiative.
And I would say that if this kind of experiment goes well for me and for the college, I would like it to be an annual affair for me.
Absolutely.
That every year, at least I am mentoring 2 people, 2 bright people. And that will be kind of my way of really giving back to the college.
We could not have asked for anything better. So thank you so much. And we'll make sure that we come up with a transparent process and get you 2 of our best students. Yeah. Thank you.
In the closing comment, guys, one thing I'll tell you that, don't be in a rush. And I'll give you one summary of being in rush. So when Berkshire Hathaway was started, there were actually 3 partners. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett, and the third person, I can't recollect the name, but there was some ex-person. That ex-person was the most brilliant out of these 3. And he was the one who actually came up with this idea of starting Berkshire Hathaway, right? And they all had equal stakes. The only difference between Charlie, Warren Buffett, and that, sorry, I can't recollect the name. You can Google it. You can find the name of that third person. That person was that he was in a hurry to make money. And he actually ended up doing derivative trades out of his overconfidence, right? And to cover up the losses, he had to sell his Berkshire Hathaway share at $20. Today the price is maybe what, $3 lakh, whatever. So 3 lakh, right? 360, whatever. So that is the cost you pay for being in a hurry. So I think you all should be very confident that you have to succeed. But don't try to rush the process. So supposing if you want to come in the stock market and you want to make money quickly, right? And you start saying, I do put, call, derivative, this, that. So वो बैटिंग करने के पहले ही बोल्ड हो गए तो फिर वो बालकनी में बैठ के सिर्फ ज्ञान देना रहेगा, right? So don't do that. I think have a goal, have patience, have determination, and be sure about your own self that you will succeed, and give time to yourself. That even a baby takes 9 months to come out of mother's womb. So nothing in life actually can be done in a hurry or in a rush, because it is a young generation, and I see a lot of aggression and also a lot of rush. That's why I thought in my closing comments I would share this thought that wishing you all the best. It's absolutely a pleasure to come here and interact with you guys, and this is a great place and you are in the best hands. Sir has been a practitioner, so he knows the industry very well, and I am sure there will be not many Madhu Kelas, but there will be maybe a Narendra Modi coming out of here. Thank you.
On behalf of KJ Somaiya Institute of Management, I would like to request Professor Ritu Srivastava to express our thanks and gratitude towards the guest.
Good evening, and today I feel privileged to be sharing the heartfelt message written by students celebrating your inspiring journey and undeniable legacy. So here it goes. From the fields of Kurud, humble and small, to Mumbai towers where dreams stand tall, a farmer's child with grit so rare, you built a legacy beyond compare. With MK Ventures, a seed was sown. In India's rise, new wealth was grown. Bringing ideas with courage and grace, you light the path for India's space. Accolades earned, yet humble still, with voice of wisdom and a steadfast will. Policymakers seek your say on shaping India's brighter day. But beyond the charts, the numbers, and the game lies a heart of service and a deeper aim. Your giving spirit inspires us all. A seeker of truth beyond wealth and fame, guided by purpose, steady and fair, you walk with vision grounded in care. Your journey lights the way for dreamers who rise. Come what may, in markets and life, your truth remains clear. Vision with purpose, courage sincere. Thank you so much, sir.
This is the most flattering. Hello. This is the most flattering comments I've ever heard in my life. So thank you so much for this. Thank you for this. I'll preserve it.
I would also request Saurabh to please come forward with the coffee mug, which we would like Madhu sir to sign for us as a special memento. October. I would like to express my heartfelt appreciation to Madhu sir for gracing us. Your presence here has been both inspiring and invaluable. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our director, Dr. Raman Ramachandran, for his invaluable contribution to the fourth lecture of the third season of our initiative, Careers and Conversations. Your insights have made this event truly remarkable, sir. I would like to extend thanks to Arun sir, Arvind sir, Krupa ma'am, Rohit sir, Ritu ma'am, Meenal ma'am, the technical team and the support staff for helping us and making this event a huge success. Furthermore, I want to acknowledge the continuous support of the Marcom and PR committee and the alumni committee to everyone present here, students and faculty. We extend our thanks for joining us to make this event extremely successful and informative.